Alright, well, I got a little bit of updating to do. I just want you to run through and see the new fascia board that I have almost around the whole layout now. So now when you walk in, now it looks finished. So now it looks, walk in, and you got, now the water's all set up, and I'll just form that all in place and paint the water, and got the nice little cubby hole to put controllers or running my SC40s with some stacks on there. I changed some things around. I had a bridge over here that came across here and then went through. Well, I put a zigzag in right here. That's going to be moved down here, and then that brings the tunnel portal over here, extends my back board there so I can have more buildings there. And the upper level, that's the branch line for the coal mine, and I put in a switch right there, a number 6 Cato, and hit it with 2 breaks there with truss bridge, and then another bridge. I can't remember what they call that. So then that breaks over, hits another switch right there, which is going to just cut over here, and on when I put the wood in, this area right up in here is going to be another scenic area for a couple of industries, and so you can do more up here than just the coal run. And then it's going to come around there. You can see where it's stop there. The tracks will come around at 28 radius, and then cross over, hit these 2 switches here, and then continue all the way around the outside perimeter, and then come around here at about right here. I'm going to do 15-inch radius, because I figured I'm probably not going to run anything up there except for small mallets. But I think 15-inch radius wouldn't hurt a mallet, I don't think. Then it's going to come around here, and it's going to hit this bridge right here, and then come back down, go through that bridge, and then go back down, and then it'll pass through a little town right there with a couple of houses, and then this building here is probably going to be one of them that'll be up on the platform up here. And then there's another one which is going to be a grain elevator, or not a grain elevator, but a Red Wing mill. So basically what I might do is put the grain elevator down here and put the mill up here, so that you have to go take the mill, or the grain, to the mill. So that's what I'm going to do. This is a grain elevator, the other one's a mill. So I'm going to put this stuff, now that I think about it, this stuff, ow, I gotta fix that. I'm finding out that I have to round off all this fascia board here, because if you hit that just right, that's got an edge on it, boy, and does that hurt. So I gotta round this all off with some sandpaper here pretty soon, because I am scratching my arms up on it. Okay, so there you go. Okay, there's the grain. So you bring the grain in from the farm. So the farm gives you the grain goes around, takes the grain to here, the grain has to get taken off of there, it has to go out around the layout, through the reverse loop, up the hill, and then it's got to go to my Red Wing mill. Now watch this. Here's the mill. I guess that's why I didn't plan this, but it's where it's what's happened. It's what, transpired. Here's my mill. So now this will be sitting right here, somewhere in here. And that track right there will feed that mill up on a deck. And then, like I said here, these two tracks here, I got another switch, I got another 2 switches coming. So there's 1, 2, and then I'll have 3, and I want 1 more, so 4. And then I'll have so I'll have 4 feeds into my my mine. And then this track will be a balloon track that runs around the coal mine and comes out and hits this bridge. And then this bridge here is going to come up onto the second deck, and I'm going to hide this area with a really cool mountain scene so that it'll look like the mountain's kind of high, and it's a dry wash right here. So yeah, there's some really cool plans right there. And then what I'm going to do is have a tunnel here crossing over here, small little tunnel here, cross over, and then come through here so that you hide what's back here. I don't want no one to see what's back there until they walk into the layout and see it. And then back in here, this whole area back in here is going to be a mountain too, so that train might even just come over here and go into a mountain. So there's going to be another tunnel here. So I'm still developing this area, but here, check this out. Now we got the SD40 flying around the corner, hit the camp, carrying those really nice Husky stacks. Got those for 25 bucks a piece. And they're racing down the track, coming down here. And I changed this. I had a road piece here, but I changed it. I'm going to have a frontage road here. And here comes my pride right here. Look at that. A full 12 car passenger set. Super cheap. But yeah, it's coming along. Can't wait to get all my industries done and get some more stuff done. I've been working on this. This is all going to be painted like a pea green. I found out that there's a guy online on YouTube that built a really cool layout, and it's a double-decker, and he painted his fascia up like a pea green, and right away, as soon as you see that pea green, it directs you right to the mountains. It takes your eye right off the pea green and directs you right up into the mountain scene. So I talked it over with my fiance, and we're going with pea green. And that's just the way it is, pal. It's my trains. I'm gonna do what I want. But yeah, there's a lot of changes that's gonna start happening. Once I get all the fascia on, I gotta finish tomorrow. I have to finish this side here, but I can't do nothing now until I figure out how high I'm gonna need this to be back here. I got a bunch of fascia board, but I don't know. I've got a 24 inch and then I got an 18 inch. So I got an 18 inch there and some 8 and some 10s. And then I've got a 24 down there. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I think those 24s, I got to wait to use those 24s back there because I don't know how much this is going to, how big of a mountain area I'm going to have back there. So we'll have to see. Maybe I'll use the 16s here and use the 24s back here and just cut it down. If it's too high, it'll probably be too high. So I could probably just cut it down then. That's probably what I'll end up doing. But I got some really cool things to do about changing that rock formation there. A lot of this is going to change. Yep. Oh well. Alright, well, I'm going to cut this off. One last look though before I do. I got to give you guys this one little peek at another part of the layout that I just can't wait until it's done. Ta-da! The DCC Walters turntable, and it's gonna be so fun to get this running. All I gotta do is start tacking down those tracks and wire it up. Shouldn't take but about a couple of days. Finish off this track right here. One of the lead tracks. There's going to be 2 lead tracks. Get that other lead track in, and set her up. Get her running. That's gonna be cool. Got to keep the paper on it though, because it's very fragile for dust. You don't want to get no dust in the bridge. I gotta fix that anyway. So yeah, not a whole lot going on. Oh, I did change the yard around a little bit. That's why you see this wire hanging out. So now the yard has all, except for 2, it all has the granite double track whatchacuts in it. So yeah, that's why I had to move this. So now I've got 1 whole spur set and then 2 sets. Pretty cool. I think it turned out really well. Oh, I have one other thing I wanted to share before I do run this off, before I totally cut this off. This is for a future expansion. Later, I don't know when, but later on. Okay, this whole theory of this area here was going to be a 5-turn helix, and then I was thinking about going back that way. So now I'm going to change my mind, and one day I'm going to take a switch right here, and I'm going to run a switch across here off of this section here, and run a switch over to this area here, and clean this all up, and have this whole area here like a big long industrial area with a bunch of switching on the end. So a lot of this will be cleaned up and moved around, but that's like later, probably a couple years down the road. I want to get this kind of sorted out, but I will plan to put the switch in there and get that all set up so that I can come across here. But doesn't that look cool, the way that's going to look right there? That little scene is just going to be neat. The trains are going to come out of a tunnel, go under the bridge, into another tunnel, and around there, and underneath, and through a tunnel, and over a bridge, and around the corner, and into another tunnel, hide around that corner, and then come through, peek through, and then you'll see just a little bit of it. Then it's going to come through another mountain, around there by the cattle area and the horse farm. This layout's just going to be crazy. I can't wait. Just can't wait to get it all done. Get everything up and running. This whole section here too is going to be cool. Alright, well, I'm going to go and try to load this, and there's my other pieces for the turntable. I had to buy some 2-inch pieces. Yeah, I think I got a lot done today. I got to do a lot more though. Now I got to order my 15-inch radius curve. I'll order those 15-inch radius curve, and then get this all hooked up, and then see if I can go to the store and buy the wood I need so I can get this all done. Alright, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Any comments or questions, just leave them down below. Thank you.